because they're protected by our officials. So they can just walk back and forth as they see fit. They don't have to do a lot of sneaking across and stuff. So whenever I see that the cartel members were caught sneaking across, I know that's a load of BS. And if they are caught, they're low-ranking members. So they haven't moved up in the ranks enough to just be able to walk across as they see fit.
Philip Drake is in the Congress running for president of the United States. Philip, how would you describe if you went to apply for a bank loan and the bank's going to say, where do you work at and how long have you been there? How would you describe when you were working as an independent contractor? How would you describe your job?
I can't get a loan for that very reason. Anytime you go in to get a bank loan, you have to show 2 years of employment, so on and so forth. Well, there is no paper trail of what I used to do because the government itself wanted to cover up that people like me even existed. So we didn't have to pay taxes for that very reason because there couldn't be a paper trail. Not only was it not safe for me and my family, but it also wasn't safe for the elected officials. So I don't get loans is what I'm saying. I can't go to a bank and get a loan.
Well, so you have
and just full disclosure. So we were taught how to launder money, our paycheck basically, right?
Right.
Well, I was taught by the Special Bureau of Investigation on how to launder money.
Well, who would know better? Who would know better than the
That's right.
Right.
That's right. That's right.
So, why don't we stop this fentanyl disgrace that's going on? It's hundreds of thousands. What's the number today? How many Americans have died this year from fentanyl poisoning in the U.S.?
Well, that would be. I know Doc's sitting there typing on his computer, so you'd have to ask him. I don't have it memorized.
Doc. We know it's by now. Pretty much everyone knows someone or has a family member that's died or been in serious health crisis over fentanyl poisoning from anything from buying from opiates on the street to lacing any and every.
Okay.
Paycheck, basically, right?
Dude, yeah, gotcha. 3 words.
That's nice. We do research on things like the school teacher in Missouri that made $1 million in 6 months on her OnlyFans page. We need to know what we're talking about, right?
That's right.
Yes. Gene Langley, Fortune 3500 Eastern Drive and Hump Boats. The dealership and service truly built. John, Gene, Richards here at they're right there. Family owned and operated. Shop online 24/7 at GeneLangleyFord.com. Now we got a full bank of phone calls, and Philip Drake's running for president standing by. Big Rick's on the line. Rick, you're up first here. And all you that are on hold or hot right, he Drake for.
Okay, Philip, are you aware that
you just got lectured by an adult? Are you an American or are you not? We can't agree on facts these days. So, Rick, in your response to Philip is to what? Challenge him to a fist fight?
Hey, Philip, why did they cut off your contract? Why didn't they renew your contract? Fair enough, that should be a reason. I resigned January the 3rd. See, my orders come straight, Commander in Chief. I work for 2 administrations. Both of them are crap. Just so you know. Okay, Barnwell was crap. The Trump, yeah, crap. So my orders come straight. No, that's fine. I resigned January the 3rd, 2021, because I refused to take my team to the Capitol. That's why I resigned. Okay, that's all good. You can't need to resign.
All right, Rick. All right, you've lauded enough. You've worn out your welcome. Rick's what I'm saying to you. And Philip, this is a good example of how you're just we're incapable of a critical conversation these days.
Still has to be done because look, whenever you have those conversations, even with somebody like that just like to ramble here and speak, you got to understand that there's other people listening, and other people can actually learn from that conversation, even if part of it is just spouting out pure
I
ignorance.
totally agree. That's
So
right.
I enjoy that one.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely. All right, let's take this one next. You're live here with Phillip Drake. He's running for president of the United States independently. His website is pdrake4us.com. You're live with Phillip Drake. Go.
Hey, Phillip, Josh, got this ambassadorship I'd like to present to you, sir. Did you know, again, I just want to say when Bernie Sanders was going off on that guy at the Congress,
Yeah.
I thought it was a schizophrenic hallucination or something, because it was like on the radio here, dude, and like, that was wild. But Phillip, did you know that church members are not required to get a social security number and a driver's license? And second part of my question is, this whole United States of America has been bankrupt and is in foreclosure since 2012, bankrupt since HJR 192. Do you know about House Joint Resolution 192 from 1934? I'll have to go back and read it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You don't know about HJR 32 from back in 19. Doc and I were talking about that. Yeah, we were talking about that around that coffee pot this morning. Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely going to go back and read it now since it was pointed out. I don't know what next. Well, that's when the Social Security Administration got created, and
Okay.
we became collateral for this fictitious debt that the Federal Reserve made up in 1919. You go back a little further, and you'll see the Act of 1871, when the British Accreditation Registry pretty much fought the Constitution, and it was changed, totally altered, different Constitution, different contracts, and Abraham Lincoln was trying to issue this free money for everybody.
Now, Josh, you have a question. Can you put this in the message in the public?
Oh, yes, can we kind of have a back to the future, Phil, and say that church members are not required to get their social security number and or driver's license. And
okay, Josh, thank you very much for that phone call. Appreciate it. Phillip, I'm good. Would you like to handle that?
How would you prefer?
Would you prefer? Yeah.
Let me go ahead. I'm going to handle it.
Okay.
There actually are some states that were depending on what church you belong to, what religion you belong to, is what dictates whether or not you can have whether or not you have to have a social security number or a driver's license or any type of state ID. And that falls under the religious freedoms. So there is some truth in what he's saying. I think it works out quite like people plan on it being, because there's still a file kept on each one of those individuals, and they still know everything about those individuals. It's just not done in the way you know it's being done, which is through a social security number or a driver's license. But it's still done. It's still handled the same way. They still know who you are.
Gotcha.
What you got and everything else.
You can, if you'd like to join us here, if you have a direct question or comment for Phillip Drake, who's running for president independently.
Tend not to take care of themselves until they get desperately ill and they have no other choice.
Oh, gosh.
All right,
Mr. Bernie.
go for it. But we're not here to talk about fights.
Because you called me out. I didn't call you out.
You did.
You said anytime, any place.
That's
what you said.
that. Let's get the record
Okay.
straight.
Just hold it, no,
Hold on.
just Senator Mullin, you have a question for the witness?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear it.
So, anytime, any place.
No, that's not,
April is a charity event.
no, that's not, no.
It's
No,
sir, he said it, and this is my
He is
time.
here to
You
tell-
set
no.
parameters on what the questions can or cannot be asked, and I'll ask.
No, we're not gonna be talking about
we understand.
physical confrontation.
Oh, this is about charity, for a union charity, because this
This
is for
is,
firefighters and.
you have a question on his testimony.
April
Grow up.
next
You
year.
have a question on his, let's not be.
You said it.
You're an
You
embarrassment.
said
You're
it,
an
and I'm just
embarrassment.
simply answering it.
You
Senator
reached
Mullin,
out
go
to
hold
somebody.
it, hold it.
I-
Senator Mullin, you made some charges.
Charges?
Mr. O'Brien, do you want to respond to
Yeah, go
the
ahead,
question?
please.
Yeah, I mean, look, the reality of it is, you know,
Accept my challenge, tough
Mr.
guy.
Mullen, tough guy.
Hold it. Answer the questions.
All right, y'all won. He
Please.
made a lot of statements, right? And his statements are fiction at best.
Fiction, I read them.
Can you
What?
answer the question, please?
I can't understand him, to be honest with you. He rambles so much. What was your question, actually?
Well, you said I made a lot of statements.
No, but what's your question? I don't understand your question. Could you repeat it?
You said anytime, any place.
What's your question?
Accept the challenge.
What challenge?
You said anytime, any place. I'm accepting yours, so why don't you come
What
back?
challenge? What challenge are you talking
April
about?
30th. How about we do it for charity at the Smoking Guns in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
We're not going to be
what was the
talking about
challenge?
physical confrontations here.
You want to fight me?
What'd you say by anytime, any place?
Let's have coffee, discuss our differences.
Oh, that's what you said.
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
All right, well, let's sit down and have coffee.
Let's
I'd
do
love
it.
to.
I'd love to.
But
It's funny how you're backing
Okay.
out.
I don't back on anything.
You did.
You're the one. You're one.
Your mother.
Senator, the most influential people in this
Bernie
country
Sanders having
making
trouble here.
changes. You're focused on.
Okay.
Why
You're
did
focused
you-
on
why did
debate
you-
that's not even
why-
relevant.
Text
You're an
me and they
embarrassment.
got silent.
You're an embarrassment.
They went silence after
You're an embarrassment to the
text.
state of
This
Oklahoma.
hearing is about the condition of the working class in America.
You
That's
brought
what
a
we're
thug
talking.
into this.
You're the biggest thug here.
You brought him in.
All right,
You're the biggest thug. Even your
Look, I don't
colleagues
know
call you.
why you do what you're doing, Senator Hassan.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Senator
Chair.
Hassan, you got a
Senator
question?
Mullen, please yield. I've been recognized by the chair.
Back to court.
Now,
Yeah, it's that's
What's frightening about that is that Bernie Sanders is the voice of reason.
They're all frauds, man. You know what I'm saying? You know? Ciao.
Based to see that. The newest poll that came out is that 76% of all registered voters say they want neither Donald Trump, Joe Biden.
That's
The
right.
majority of the nation is fed up with them, and they're also fed up with both sides.
Oh, well. So, hey, Borgo, what's going on? Who is this?
Phillip Drake, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, have a good one.
All right, great talking with you, Phillip.
Thanks for calling.
When we come back, we have a special guest in the studio with us. And card 731-265-6496. Now, at Doe's Eat Place, it's essentially is a tourist attraction. It's the old Greyhound bus station, but you're not going to find buses or trains or public transportation there. You're going to find the best steak you've ever had at Doe's Eat Place in downtown Jackson. Doc, have you been there?
No, it's a great place. I love it. I've been there several times. Good
Lordy.
food, very good.
Yeah, hey, let's get a winner here. You want to go down to Doe's Eat Place?
Yes, I do. I actually won a $20 yesterday, but I'll pass it on to the next. That's okay, but,
Huh?
hey, man.
Is this guy double dipping?
Josh, we're making calls and they all hung up because they thought you. Yeah, I don't.
Oh, man, I'm not trying to feed the family. I'm just trying to ask Doc a question about traumatic brain injury.
Okay, all right, well, stay right there. Josh, we come back, we'll let you ask Doc that question. It is 9:41, and it's 55.
Yeah, wow. Okay. I'm just gonna cut it all up. Cut it up, man. Hey, man. Here we go.
We promised Josh. Josh got a question for Dr. Fowler. This is News Talk 96.5 FM from the Gene of Langley Port Studio in Jackson, Tennessee. Such a pleasure to be with you here today. Tabby from Advanced Rehab and Medical. She's the concierge when it comes to BioT is going to join us as well. Hey, Tammy.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning to you. John said you guys took great care of him yesterday.
We did. We got him completely set up and ready and pelleted, and I hope he's going to be feeling better in the next few weeks.
Yeah, me too. We all do, don't we, Doc?
Yes. Now, you didn't accidentally sterilize it, did you?
Did.
Okay.
I thought about it, though.
She said, no, it was no accident. It was not. It's her gift to humanity. Josh, now you got a question for Doc? Go right ahead for Doc.
Yeah, all right, thanks. Okay, Doc, so I found out last month that, I've been misdiagnosed for 20 plus years, by, mental health professionals, and it's like, I had traumatic brain injury, and I'm wondering, like, there may not be research on this yet, but how many people with, traumatic brain injury plus neurological malfunction, which is now what the doctors say that I have, but how many have that and are actually being diagnosed and given all these antipsychotics that they don't need, and
What was your original diagnosis?
It started out, I sent that link in my blog about it. It started out as anxiety with a little bit of mood disorder.
Okay.
And then it evolved into, you know how antipsychotics become, it's a for-profit business, so they got to expand the market, and, it went to schizophrenia, which reminds me of Bernie Sanders and whatever fight this morning. And then went into schizoaffective. You get the picture.
Yeah.
But misdiagnosis, man. But traumatic brain injury.
Well, I would think that schizoaffective and schizophrenia would be relatively easy to differentiate from traumatic brain injury if they did an adequate history. I assume that there's some history of a car wreck or motorcycle wreck or a fall or something.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm not sure how it got off the boat, man.
Yeah. But now they've taken back your medicines and you're doing better?
I still take a Phillip, which is they got a class action lawsuit. I need about $1 million from them, but I lost about $1 million a year from anyway. That's another story.
Yeah. Well, of course, it's entirely possible for people to have multiple psychiatric diagnoses, just like they have multiple medical diagnoses. But it seems to me that the inquiry should have focused on the sequela of the traumatic brain injury as a result of the accident that you were in, as opposed to the other diagnoses which do not require trauma at all. But anyway.